Welcome to the D&D Talk Wrestling podcast.
And if that intro was a letdown, wait till you see what we got in store for you.
No, he didn't.
My name is Dave.
My name is Dave.
Basically, to tell you who we are, first and foremost, I'm a father. I have 3 amazing kids, beautiful fiance. Besides wrestling, just to get you a little insight on what's going on with us, big into sports, big sports fan, love music, love going to concerts. Big into gaming, also a little bit of a Harry Potter nerd, not gonna lie. I will say, Harry Potter, always above Lord of the Rings, no matter what. First hot take in a podcast.
I mean, that's fine. I don't really watch either, but...
Well, that's why I went first, because obviously we need to draw people in. So.
Yeah, alright, cool, whatever. My name is Dave. I don't have any kids that I know of. I wait every day for the thing from the post office saying I gotta pay child support, but it hasn't come yet, so... Besides wrestling, if you kind of couldn't tell, I'm a little bit of a Disney nerd. Disney, big Disney nerd. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Probably just as much as wrestling, if you couldn't tell. Lego stuff. Not that into sports anymore. Video games. Whoever wants to get beat on Fortnite, let me know. Hit me up. I'll take you out on the one-on-one. I think that's it.
You're really throwing the Fortnite in there?
Yeah.
Now it's a sponsor. Is that what we're doing?
I have to. Oh my god, yeah. Okay. I'm waiting for new stuff to come out. Because, you know, people make me lose my crown, so I gotta go do it by myself. So.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
Not a Fortnite guy. I've been playing Call of Duty, though.
You will.
Actually having a lot of fun with that. Not gonna lie. I'm terrible, though, so unlike him, not gonna talk. So...
How we became friends. I don't know the story. I kind of know the story a little bit. You know it better than I do.
So basically, we work together.
Work. I don't know. Let's use the term
that's
loosely. Hold on.
That's what it says on paper.
We get paid to be there.
Yeah, it's all right. It works out. Basically, there was a friend of both of ours. He worked on a different shift. He would come in once a week, and those two talked about video games and everything all the time. And basically, one day I overheard something about wrestling. I'm like, you're a wrestling fan? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, wrestling's kind of a niche thing. So basically, when you see other fans out there, you just reach out, and ever since then, we've been friends.
We've gone to 3 events.
No, more than 3.
4 events.
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny because. When we first date, yeah, this is gonna go well. It was to an actual wrestling show. Was it a Raw?
I think it was a Raw.
Yeah, that was mad awkward because we only knew each other for a couple weeks, and we're like, oh, we like wrestling, let's go. And then all of a sudden, we're just sitting there and not talking.
We sat at Wild Wings and we were like,
yeah.
Oh, there's the food. Oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. But now, I can't get him to shut up. So.
Yeah, now we have traditions, and we go to Miller's a lot.
Yes, we do.
So how we got into wrestling, I don't know I know my story a little bit. My uncle's son-in-law came to one day, threw me 2 Stone Cold shirts, and was like, hey, come on, we're going to a wrestling show. I remember seeing wrestling on TV once in a while. Between then, I was always told my great-grandmother, who I never met, she passed away before I was born, was huge into wrestling. So maybe somehow, I don't know, she was like, hey, cool, you're going to watch wrestling while she was up there or whatever, but I don't really know. And now, I watch it pretty much every day, and it's taken over my life. So, yeah.
As for me, as far as I could remember, as far back as I could think, I remember watching snippets of wrestling when I was a kid at my grandmother's house. WCW, in fact, I have a weird memory of... One of my first wrestling memories was watching Ric Flair. Obviously...
Was it the one where we got naked in the ring?
No, he was fully clothed. Typically, my memories are. Some aren't. But anyways, that was one of my first memories, and then also watching it with my dad. Mondays were always the night for us to just, hang out, order some pizza, and, just watch wrestling. That was... and ever since then, I've been stuck with it. I will say... This podcast is going to cover many promotions. Me personally, I grew up with and am still first and foremost into WWE. So that is where what I watch the most, what I know the most history on, and everything like that. Dave over here is more into everything. Obviously.
AEW, which is on tonight, which I might talk about a little bit, but AEW, if you want to count NXT as its own NXT, I was really big into TNA when they had the 6-sided ring. I don't know why I loved the 6-sided ring, but
It was different.
Awesome.
That's probably why. It was
Old school Ring of Honor, kind of Ring of Honor now, a little bit of TNA now, New Japan back in the day. But I'm on Twitter all day watching like indies, scrolling. I'm showing him stuff, and he's like, "Who are these people?" And I have no idea, but that's how I learned about some of the people who we'll eventually talk about, maybe even today.
Yeah, no, it's interesting learning about new things, and I do open myself up and watch from time to time AEW, TNA, try to check out what's going on in New Japan and everything. But religiously, it's mostly WWE that I'm with. But this is for everyone. This is for everything, every type of promotion, anything out there. So, yeah.
Yeah. So here's the weird thing.
What's weird?
We've come to figure out that I think we both were at the same. Our first show was the same show.
Yeah, that's really weird. Considering we've only been friends for, what, 4 years?
3, and people think 20-some years, like 3-4 years.
So I was doing some research last night on one of the things that we wanted to go over with everybody is our first wrestling show. So I did some research on my first one, and it turned out it was, I found the match card, actually, which is kind of cool, seeing who was there. But it was at the CYC in Scranton in 1998, I believe.
Yeah, because we would have been 11.
Yeah, would have been
which
11
sounds
years
about
old.
right.
Which, in hindsight, is really weird that we're sitting here doing this podcast. We became friends over wrestling. And
We're the same age.
Well, same. I mean, I look a lot younger than you.
Well,
but,
yeah, but whatever. You're also going to be getting stuff done before me, so okay.
Well, you know what? Let's just keep this off the camera. All right.
No, that's going to be on the camera.
No.
That's going to be on the Patreon eventually when we get a Patreon.
Yeah, we'll see that. I'll take your ass behind Gorilla. We'll see what happens there.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's really weird that our first wrestling event was actually the same event. I had the match card, but just off the top of the head, but there was Nation of Domination with The Rock in it. He was IC champ at the time. Dude Love was there.
I don't remember any of it. All I remember is Kane, and I keep telling him, all I remember is Kane. I remember being against the wall in the back, and I knew Kane did the pyro, and I was like, I'm not going to feel that pyro, and he hit the pyro, and I felt it, and that's the only thing from that I remember.
Well, see,
at all.
That's the old age kicking in. He doesn't remember anything else. The Godwins were also there. Legion of Doom. All right, so my old age.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Do you want me to pull the card up, or
you
you're
pull the card up?
That's fine.
No, yeah, that pretty much got me sucked in. I always watched it, but being at the first live event was what really got me like wow. Like,
Did you say Owen Hart?
Yeah. Did I say Owen
I don't
Hart?
know. Now we're saying Owen Hart. Yeah, who's old age now?
Well.
Vader, Ken Shamrock.
Oh, Goldust too. Goldust.
The New Age Outlaws.
You remind me of Goldust a little bit, actually.
Yeah, okay. You remind me of Goldust when he got zapped and he started going like this.
Well, you know what? At least it's something.
The Legion of Doom and the New Age Outlaws. Just has the times in it and everything.
Yeah, I do not know how I actually found that card.
That's really interesting.
But you could actually look up any event. I had nothing to go on except for a couple of wrestlers that I remembered and the venue. But yeah, that website's pretty cool.
That was that was my first event. I remember going to a Thunder at the arena up by us, which was probably like my second one, but everything besides that, I've gone to like 2 or 3 TNA events. We do WWE every time it comes up. I'm hoping it comes up soon.
You actually went to AEW.
I went to AEW. Somebody was sick. We won't get into that story. We'll leave that for another time. That was fun.
I have no idea who you're speaking of.
TNA like 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. AEW. Hopefully AEW comes back just so you can go, because it was actually fun. It was real cool. Moxley came. I don't know. He was like 5 feet, 10 feet from me. Came across the crowd.
Yeah, that was a rough time. Food poisoning, pork chops. Don't want to really talk about it.
We'll talk about it one day. Don't worry.
I no-sold. No-sold the pork chops.
So I've probably met more wrestlers than you, which it's not a brag, but
I'll actually go first since my story is insanely short. I used to work at Planet Fitness, and one day I was sitting there, standing because you're not allowed to sit, but in through the door comes Tamina. They were there for an event in Wilkes-Barre and everything. She got off a flight, and she just walked in asking for a day pass. Of course, I did not charge her at all. My coworker was trying to. I'm like, you know who that is? Obviously, they didn't. But yeah, that's the only time in my life that I actually ever met a wrestler. She was insanely cool, insanely down to earth, just kind of wanted to do her thing and get out. But yeah, that's it. One and only.
So I've seen a couple out in the wild, which sounds kind of weird. They're not a Pokemon. They're not
Pokemon
a Pokemon.
Go? What
Yeah,
are you
they're not a
talking
Pokemon. I've seen Cody years ago. I even think before he was Goldust, I seen Cody at an airport. I met Zack Ryder in Disney World.
Woo.
Woo, woo, woo. That's how I got him. I was looking down, and he had his logo tattooed on his ankle. And I was like, who else is going to have that dumbass logo? I was like, it's got to be Ryder. So I was waiting for my ex-fiance at the time. She finally came out of the bathroom like, yo, we got to go. Like, I just saw a wrestler. He might have been with Chelsea. I don't even know who the girl was. He was getting far, and I just yelled, woo, woo, woo. And he turns around and goes, you know it. And I was like, all right, cool, it was you. I was like, can we please get a picture?
That would have been real awkward if it wasn't.
Oh, my God. It would have been so embarrassing. Maybe like 10 or so years ago, Kevin Nash was doing a meet and greet at the mall at Steamtown. I went to go see him. Back in the day, when I would go with like my brother and my other friend, we would go to Fridays after wrestling. Dean Malenko, Bobby Lashley, the Hardys. My brother had a Bobby Lashley shirt on, and he walked by my brother and was like, hey kid, nice shirt. My brother just stood there like, he didn't know what to do.
What'd you do?
I remember Dean Malenko was an ass. Everybody was asking for autographs, and he was like, no, I'm not autographing nothing. I'm not taking pictures of nobody. I'm not doing nothing.
He was known for his personality in wrestling, that's for sure.
I think that's it. Oh, I met Scotty Tuhati at the Philly airport one year. I forgot. He was looking down like this, and he looked up, and I was like, are you who I think you are? And he just goes, he's like a firefighter now in Philly, I think.
What about the one that you told me, the most recent when you were on the flight?
Oh, the hurricane.
Yeah.
I left my one of my last vacations early so that we can go to SmackDown, Raw.
No, SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah. And I'm sitting in the North Carolina airport, and I texted him going, I think the hurricane's going to be on my flight. He's like, what do you mean? I go, I think the hurricane, and I did know the ref's name. I can't remember his name now. I was like, I think they're on my flight. By the time I get up to him, he was obviously boarding for one of the first ones. So he's sitting on the aisle, and I slowly walked up, and I was like, hey, I just want to thank you for everything you do. Like, I love wrestling. You guys are so much. And he thanked me for being a wrestling fan, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. But then, like, we landed up here in Avoca. I go to find him. He's nowhere. He hurricaned away. He was nowhere to be found.
He was flying outside of the plane?
Yeah. What's up with that? I don't know. He was nowhere to be found.
He's on the loose. So,
as our intentions for this show, we want to do a lot. We have a list of things that we want to do, but obviously like wrestling events, even if we have to go a little further. We live in the northeast part of Pennsylvania, so Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Hershey's not that far. If we want to go to Hershey, if it's something big, we're probably going to go to Hershey. We want to do around Philly's probably just as far, so we can do a Philly show.
When those events like at the Javits Center in New York,
the like Fanatic event, we got to do. I want to do the Fanatic. I want to like video. I want to record all that. I want to post all that. We have so much stuff. We were gonna do this 2 years ago.
No, it was about a year ago that we were thinking about it.
Life stuff got in the way, but every time we have something, I put it in a note, and I'm like, we're gonna do this. There must be at least 20 or 30 ideas that we have going on.
Yeah, regardless of what got in the way with life and everything, we still talked about it. We had a lot of people pushing us to do this.
Every day they're asking, when's the video coming out? When's the video coming out? Which reminds me, I want to do a shout out to Darwin. He used to work with us. He is now in, I don't know what part of the military, which makes me feel bad. I don't remember if he ever even told us.
I don't think he told us. I just knew that he was leaving to
I do believe he is overseas, but I just want to give you a shout out, man. Be safe. Come home safe.
Yeah, you were one of the biggest ones pushing us to do this. You were like, damn, you were one of the first ones that really had
We were talking about it around him, and then the next day he came in, he was like, yo, I watched wrestling last night. He was like, I remember watching it when I was a little kid, and it got us excited. Like, we got somebody else in wrestling. Yeah,
we always said that when we do this, we wanted to give you a shout out just for, believing in us and what you're doing for the country and everything, man. Thank you.
I do have one of your primes still in my fridge, and I'm not drinking. I don't care if I get sick. I'm not drinking that so you come back home safe. I'm not staying in there.
Oh, yeah, he did hook you up with a bunch of prime.
He got me like three or four cases when he left.
I was thirsty. I got none. He didn't share anything with me.
I tried.
He did not try at all.
I did. I tried.
Not even close. Not even close. So just the cap off, basically who we are and everything. We wanted to do a quick rundown of We're not talking all time. We're not talking about
Our goats.
the GOATs or the best ever. It's right now, watching wrestling, who is your favorite when they come on a screen every week? So we decided to do top 5 men, top 5 women. So I'm gonna ask you.
I'll go first because you don't know. You're not gonna get. You're gonna be like.
You're
oh
gonna
my
guess
God.
the first one on mine.
Yeah, and I already warned you. My 2 favorites aren't on my list. I'm leaving them for the GOAT list. But I'll do my top 5 male.
Well, I don't know if they'd be GOATs.
I mean,
one of them.
One of them is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my top 5 male. I did 2 because I watch a little bit more. I wanted to do 2 WWE, 2 AEW, and 1 NXT.
And if you want to, you can elaborate a little bit on why you chose who.
Well, the first one, I shouldn't have to because if you watch wrestling, you should know why. My first one's R-Truth.
Okay.
You have to. Every time R-Truth comes on, I know I'm gonna laugh.
100%.
Every time he comes on.
100%.
My next one for WWE, Jacob Fatu.
Okay.
He's another one. You
Okay.
know he's gonna go crazy. And I remember showing you videos from when he was at MLW.
Yeah.
And I was like, when he comes to WWE, he's gonna be insane.
No, 100%.
That was one where I was like, I was putting my list down and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this, I gotta get rid of that. And I saw Jacob Fatu and I was like, he's not going anywhere. He has to stay on this list because you don't know what he's gonna. For a big man like that, the way he moves.
Oh, it's
awesome.
He's absolutely phenomenal. And then if you see videos of him outside the ring and everything too.
Oh my God, his promos are great.
His promos, but he's just so cool with fans.
Yeah.
Like he just really appreciates the business. Not only what he does, but also interacting with everybody else too.
I love how he was like, yo, I was in prison. I saw my cousins, the Usos, on the screen. I was like, I can't be in jail no more. I want to be a wrestler.
And who would have thought that he would be
look at him now.
as good as he is? Yeah.
I also have John Moxley, who I did like when he was Ambrose, but I like Moxley more now. I just feel like
I think he's better now.
Himself. I think he's also a little better now because he's not an alcoholic anymore.
Well, and he doesn't carry around a plant.
He doesn't carry around a plant no more. Or have the stupid mask on. I don't know if you were watching at that point in time. Which reminds me, he stopped watching during COVID. I didn't. I was stuck in. I was true and true. I stuck in for the whole time. I was there for the zombies. I was there for the mask. I was there for the Thunderdome. I was there for.
Are you done?
No, I was there. Maybe I was there for the piped in cheers.
Are we going to show the people how you can count?
No,
because if that's the case,
I'm gonna have to put my phone down and bring up.
If that's the case, yeah.
No, I just want to bring it out.
COVID was a rough time, and let's not even get into the logistics of the actual thing. It's the fact that everything was shut down, schools were shut down, so I had to become a teacher, which was fun. Don't have a degree in that.
We push boxes for a living, so
the kids passed, so thank God. And it was just hard, man. It was really hard watching and getting behind it without the crowd.
It was rough.
I think a lot of people don't realize how much the crowd plays an impact on like what you're actually watching.
It was a little bit better when they had the screens up with like the recorded fans. It made it a little bit better.
I mean, I still followed, don't get me wrong. I didn't like up and say like, oh, wrestling? Not anymore.
I mean, I like AEW had the other wrestlers for a crowd, which was cool. And they were outside because I think they were outside the Jaguars stadium. So at least they were still like distant so they can be there. But speaking of AEW, and I just said Moxley, my other one is Will Ospreay. Just because I can't do what he does, and I always, when I make myself a wrestler on any wrestling game, that's what I do. I make myself like doing flips and Rey Mysterio stuff and all that kind of stuff like that. So
typically when I create myself, I like to go more towards the like Batista-ish.
Yeah, that's fine. So the last one is kind of odd, especially what happened last night at NXT. Obafemi, the new NXT champ. I don't know if you know that or not.
I do.
He won last night, and I put him on the list, and I feel like he belongs in Wakanda. I feel like he can come out and.
So like he's the Black.
Like
Panther.
he's the Black. Like he should be the new Black Panther.
He is a superhero.
Yeah, the way he just comes out and every time he talks to the crowd, whoo! After all of it, I don't know what it is.
No, his presence is insane, and he's super athletic, and I could agree with that.
So I mean, if you want to do your top 5.
Top 5 males.
Yeah.
All right. So number 1. Do you want to answer this?
Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, 100%. In my eyes, no one could touch that dude.
I mean, CM Punk touched him on Monday, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
Like I said, I have thoughts on why that happened, but I'm saying through everything for the past like 10 years, this dude's been on top of the game, and he's just gotten better and better at his promos as well. Yeah, and ever since day one, ever since the Shield,
Shield.
I've always been a massive fan, and seeing all the characters that he went through with, the Architect, the Messiah, all that. Now to, I don't know what he's, like, transitioning with, because he's kind of got away from that, like, Joker-esque type thing. And
Yeah.
he's becoming a little more serious, so, but yeah, every time he's on, must watch.
I will
100%.
say, when he was fighting with Bronson Reed and he took his blue coat off and he had the same blue coat underneath, that popped me.
Yeah,
I like that. That popped me.
So number 2, Dirty Dom.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Come on.
It's just pure entertainment. The dude is, obviously, since he started to now,
Oh my god, I hated him when he
so
started.
much.
Oh, I mean, I still don't like him now, but
so much better in the ring. But I mean, obviously, he was mad young too, though, when he started.
Yeah.
But as a heel,
oh my god,
no one could touch
he can't
him.
talk on a microphone.
No, it's absolutely great. Like, the man can get booed out of the building without even saying a word. So he's gonna be number 2 on my list.
My list was in no particular order. I just want to throw.
Yeah,
it out
mine's
there.
not in any particular
I
order
was just
either. Yeah.
thinking of random ones.
Number 3, I'm not gonna go on long with this one because he said that all that needed to be said about this guy, Jacob Fatu. So we don't have a match. He's just he's insane. He's out of this world. Number 4, since he came back, but even when before he came back, I gotta say Roman.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Whatever I say is not gonna do what he has done in the past couple years justice. Just his presence, everything about it, everything about the bloodline, everything about his battle with the new bloodline now, is just fantastic. I love watching it.
I will say, WWE's missing out. I think we talked about it the one day. They need to sell an Ulafala. I don't think they can because it's like a Polynesian, like, tribute, heritage type thing. If they sold an Ulafala, that would be their highest rated selling piece of merch ever. We'd walk around all day. All we do all day anyway is work. We just throw the ones up in the air.
Yeah,
if you couldn't tell.
Well, I had to, go a little representation.
I mean, we couldn't obviously.
Braid today, so rest in peace.
Rest in peace. That was. We'll talk about that one day.
Yeah, that was that. So, last on my list for right now is Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
His in-ring work has always been good. I mean, even back to the 3-man band days, like, he's always been good in ring. But, like, look at him when he first started as, like, the Chosen One.
The Chosen One.
To now. Like, his promos, his abilities.
Oh, he's
like,
gotten so much better.
Yeah, and every time he's in a rivalry, I want to see the next thing he's going to say. Whether it be in the ring or on Twitter, or X, my bad, or whatever. It's just absolutely hilarious.
I mean, who else is going to tweet during a wrestling match? Actually, I'm surprised it was him that did it. That would be like an LA Knight thing or something.
Yeah, you're right. But it fits, though. It just fits the character that he has. So
Speaking of LA Knight, I don't know how it's going to happen one day, because I remember there was a trios team in TNA, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Tama Tonga. I don't know how one time they all need to, like, somehow meet up somewhere in the back. I don't remember the name of the team either.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't remember the name either.
That would for them to just don't even say a word. Just one come from a hallway and they all just stand there. You get a pop out of some people. Some people will know what's going on.
Oh god, yeah. Want to go into your top 5?
My top 5 women?
Yep.
Sure. So number 1, it's no surprise, probably no surprise to you, Liv Morgan. She did just lose the title. Yeah, all right, to Rhea, which okay. But I remember watching Liv on NXT, and she wasn't the greatest on NXT, but she has grown a lot, and anytime her and Dom are on the screen, it's gonna make everybody in the world want to be Dom. So my next, I did the same thing. I did 2 WWE, 2 AEW, and an NXT. Bayley. For how good Bayley is,
Good choice.
and for her to not be on the WrestleMania poster, I feel like she's the forgotten one in the 4 Horsewomen.
I've always been a big fan of Bayley.
I've always been a big fan of Bayley. I feel like...
I mean, the hugger...
I didn't like the hugger. When she came out and destroyed the arm, whatever, that was cool.
Heel Bayley.
Yeah, I liked heel Bayley.
I mean, as the hugger, though, she still was a fantastic worker.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was just the gimmick was just
she was
more
so good.
aimed towards kids than it was.
She brought that girl into wrestling that she hugged every week in NXT. She's a wrestler now.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
I would love for them to have a match at Mania. That would be cool.
Yeah.
She just came back, but I remember her on the Indies, and now that I'm thinking about it, she walked by me one time. Gigi Dolan. She was always good in the Indies when she was with Fatal Influence with, oh my god, why can't I think of her name? JC Jane and the one that got fired for having an OnlyFans.
Was that the reason?
Yeah. It wasn't an OnlyFans, but it was something like it.
That was Fatal Attraction.
Mandy Rose. Oh my
Yeah.
god, why couldn't, when she was good then, and then she had her little
Yeah,
feud
we're wrestling
with
fans,
JC.
people.
Yeah, we're real wrestling fans.
No, we old, so I told you.
She just came back, I don't know, like maybe a month or so ago in NXT. She's still, it's like she's never even gone.
Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, and Toxic Attraction.
You said something different.
I think I said Fatal Influence, which
Yeah,
is
you did.
who she's like teaming against now. So that makes me a real wrestling fan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry.
The next one,
I'll carry you.
I only picked. Well, she is a good wrestler, but I picked because Brody Lee, before he passed away, picked her. Anna Jay from AEW. She wasn't known. I didn't know her a lot, but in AEW, when Brody Lee was there and he made his group, he picked her. He handpicked her. He hand trained her. She got so good that she even says now after every match she thanks him, and the way he passed is kind of like the Bray thing, like out of nowhere.
Like unexpected.
Unexpected out of nowhere. That's why I have her. Not solely because of that. She is a good wrestler. She is getting a lot better. There's not too many in AEW that are that good like her that are coming up. My next one, it was kind of the same thing, except instead of Brody Lee, she went to Aleister Black. Julia Hart. She came out as like, she came out as like this cheerleader, rah 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 with Pillman Jr. and another dude. So like they were like a sport, like the Varsity Blondes, they were called for his dad, obviously. But she was like
he was in the tag team with.
She was like a cheerleader for that, but she didn't want to do that. She wanted to be like the heel. So she went to Aleister Black and was like, I want to be part of the House of Black. And he's like, cut a promo. She cut a promo right there, and he was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna mist you in the face. You're gonna turn heel. You're gonna come with us. She's gotten a lot better too. She's young. She's 22, maybe 23.
I mean,
she's mad young.
Being in a group with a lot of more experienced people is huge.
I mean, Aleister
look
Black.
At Dom, look what happened with Dom. You're with Priest. You're with Rhea. You're with Finn. I mean, I know he wasn't on any of our top fives right now, but if I had to go six, Finn might be there. Because he's
even JD and Carlito.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean now Dom came into his own, but like you said, when there's somebody that's so young and they're already like in the spotlight, having those people around them is huge.
It really is. I think that's all my 5. Julia, Anna Jay, Bailey. Yeah, that's all my 5 top females. Right now.
You lost count.
I did. I don't know why I didn't.
I
don't know why I didn't think did the NXT one. Yeah.
Well, you would never be able to be a referee for Big E.
We were drinking before this. No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so. My 5, if I could find them. Number 1, Mommy's always on top.
Mommy's always on top.
I gotta go. Rhea Ripley. Absolutely amazing. That's it. Can't say anything else about her.
What's your weird little fact about Rhea?
What weird little
fact about Rhea? Who sings their song? Who sings their song? I mean, it's not a Rhea fact, but it's cool though.
No, like
it's not a brag.
Like Rhea's opening entrance music is sang by Motionless in White, which is oddly enough, they're from the same area that we are. Actually, lead singer Chris grew up in. We went to the same high school together. Actually, he was a couple grades above me. Never really knew him or anything, so it's not a flex. I just think it's really cool that someone from my area came up and got that big, and how him and Rhea became cool, became friends, and now she represents his music every time that she comes out. That's awesome. That's awesome. And my number 2. Io Sky.
Okay.
I think. I like Damage Control. I do, even with Bailey out of it.
Yeah.
I think Io is one of the best on there, though. I love her matches.
I mean, anytime she's in a war game, she's wearing the trash can and jumping.
Isn't that Carrie?
No, that's Io. I believe she's been in every War Games match, and she's done that in every War Games match.
So number 3, and this is like a newer person on the scene, Lyra.
Okay. Is she winning on Monday?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I really do. I don't want to say she needs it because she's been I want her to. Does that mean anything? Probably not.
Probably not.
No, because if it was my choice, Seth would have like all the belts.
Seth would have the women's belts.
Yeah. Well, Becky could.
Becky could if she ever decides to come back.
She will. Don't worry.
I know.
She's just, raising her daughter. It's okay. Number 4, Chelsea Green.
How did I should have figured you were going to have Chelsea Green.
Dude, the gimmick is just
The
fantastic.
gimmick is good, but yeah.
The gimmick is fantastic. And I'm throwing in a little, sidebar here. Piper.
I know, you love Piper.
I've always been a fan of Piper.
Doudrop. Oh, don't say Doudrop.
I don't want to talk about that. That's
probably one of the top 2 worst ever name changes. And the other one just recently happened.
That literally, I was so mad when that happened.
That was dumb.
So mad.
What's worse, that or Cope?
I love Edge. When we do a top list of
Edge has to be on there.
Yeah, I've been a fan of him since he came up, but
for you to say
that name change.
You to say Adam the Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland is too long. Get rid of the Rated R Superstar. Just be called Adam Copeland.
Or just be called Copeland.
Or just be called Copeland.
Cope
is so dumb.
I mean, look at us. Most people call us by our last name because we have the same first name.
Well, yeah. But it's just, I don't know. Cope, and even the Rated R Superstar Cope, no way. It doesn't sound good any way. Even though he was like, I'd love to see Cope versus Mox. That sounds okay, but be Copeland.
I think Copeland would be better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not taking anything away from Edge. He's amazing. He's the man.
Especially for what he did coming back after his neck.
Oh, God, yeah. I never thought he was going to wrestle again, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God, no.
I don't even have to look at my phone because the last one is another one that's a match with you is Liv.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to match with anybody.
Yeah,
Maybe
we didn't tell
Jacob,
each other
but
this, but we decided to, I think we decided to make that short little list last night.
Like not even 12 hours ago, probably.
And he's just like, I'm not going to tell you who I picked.
Were you surprised by my top 5 male? Did you think did you think one of the 2 people were going to be on there?
Oh, I thought Cody and Cena were going to be on there.
As soon as I made the top, we were doing a top 10 before I thought about, hey, maybe we should do 5 and 5. My first 2 were Cody and Cena. I've always been a Cena fan. Like him with Seth, I've been the biggest Cena fan. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I remember him coming out. Kurt Angle's like, what are you doing here? And he said ruthless aggression, and then he headbutted Angle in the face. And then he got the pop from The Undertaker in the back.
I mean, I couldn't tell by knowing you that Cena would be your favorite.
I mean, I could pull the belt out. It's right there.
I know you could pull the belt out with your chain, your flat cap.
I have it. No, I don't think I have it.
I'm wearing a flat cap.
I used to have a Cena chain. I don't think I have it anymore.
Of course you would. Do you want me to just go get you a chain from Home Depot?
That's what I did. No, that's what it was. That's what it was. One year for Christmas,
really wear that?
I went to Walmart and the shirt said "Ha, now you can't see me," and I blacked out the "Ha." It was just camouflage. It says "Now you can't see me," and I went to Lowe's and I bought a chain and a Master Lock, and I think that was the first time I dressed as Cena before I bought any wrestling shirts. Now I got too many wrestling shirts.
Yeah, you got a lot of wrestling shirts. It's an expensive hobby.
It is a real expensive hobby. So I guess you want to talk about Raw? You want to start going in there?
A little transition?
Yeah, we can do that. We can start talking about Raw.
Make it as non-awkward as possible.
Hey, it's the first episode. It'll be all right. We'll get better.
We'll keep telling ourselves that. We'll see what happens.
So I do want to mix it in with NXT last night. The Rock was trying to be a bit of a heel last night because he came out at the end to talk. First of all, this is the tangent because we both have ADD. We know. Do people know Ava's The Rock's daughter?
Define people. I mean, if you want to talk about the wrestling community, yes.
Shout out if Mo was like, do you think he knows that's The Rock's daughter?
Oh, absolutely not.
Because even last night, the way they were talking, he was trying to get advice from her. I don't know if he was trying to make her look better, but he was like, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do when I get out there. And I'm like, you're The Rock. What are you talking about? You don't know what to say when you get out there.
You know what to say at NXT.
Right.
Why did I say that?
I mean, that's what some people call it.
It used to be
because even Ethan Page was talking to Ava about whatever because he smashed dude's jaw, and The Rock came in, and The Rock's like, I'm the final boss, but here she's the final boss. So that could be a hint of
I think it was just a rub to her, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, people who are wrestling fans do know that.
Right.
But your casual fan.
Your casual fan, the nerd wrestling fan is obviously gonna know that, but the guy that just started watching because it's on Netflix, he's not gonna know that for a while.
No.
But the way he came out on Raw, and was giving the rub to Cody and all of that, and then last night at NXT, he was like, "Oh, I gave the rub to Cody, and people are bragging on me because I used to beat up Cody, and now I'm giving the rub to Cody." He's like, "I'm the final boss. I know what I'm doing." So I feel like on Raw he was trying to be a face, and on NXT he was trying to be a heel.
So let me ask you, because Raw kind of confused me when it came to The Rock's promo. Because the last time we saw him, if I remember correctly, didn't he do the 1, 2, 3 and then like the throat slit thing?
Bad blood or something, right?
To Roman
and Cody.
Cody and
was it after
Jimmy?
Was it after
Jimmy
the tag?
Was
the tag match? Was it after Roman and Cody tag match?
I think so.
He came out and just did, and then went.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the final boss Rock on Monday. I think that was TKO Dwayne on Monday.
Yeah, and he just got appointed the high chief status and all that stuff.
Which I never know. That video was old. That looked.
Everybody was saying that this was recently.
I was actually gonna ask you that.
Even on the McAfee show, they said that Pat said that on commentary he was trying to say the person who did it, his name properly. He's but he butchered it, but it's one of them just long you know what I mean.
2004.
Oh really?
In 2004, The Rock.
So why are they talking about that now then?
Appointed him as a high chief. I don't remember the name they gave him either, but because I felt like when they showed the video, like when they did the side by side, it looked like Rock when he had the little bit of hair, and he didn't look as built as he did now. But that's the
Scorpion King.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever heard of it.
Yeah, me too, and that's surprising because we hear all about these little facts,
all the little things like that. But I feel like that was Dwayne. I don't think that was The Rock on Monday.
Yeah, no, that wasn't fun.
That wasn't Hunter. That was Paul.
I mean, they kind of combine now.
Yeah, because he does.
Unless you're KO.
Yeah, he does come out and it does say Paul Levesque at the end, which is producer. So.
I don't know. It just kind of threw me off because everything was just so big when it came to the Bloodline final boss type of stuff, and he just basically, I don't know, tried to kill Cody.
Right.
I mean,
he did say, "Yo, what's up, Mama Rhodes?" But
that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Regardless, I love The Rock.
Yeah.
But I wasn't exactly sure on the
what he was doing,
character.
Where he was going. Right.
Yeah. Is he gonna be involved, or was that his subtle way of saying, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be at Mania this year"?
I don't think he's gonna be Mania.
I don't think so either. But maybe that's why he's kind of getting away from the character and just being The Rock instead of.
I don't even think. No, he did come out with that stupid title last night, but I know he gave him to his daughters on Raw to hold.
Yeah.
I hate that title.
What?
So I don't know. It's so dumb.
I mean, look who it came from though.
Well, that I understand that part, but that's I feel like. I'm sure they are thinking about selling it. That's just. I think it's a way for them to get more money.
Didn't they used to sell the Brahma Bull title?
Yeah, way back in the day with the Smoke and Skull title.
Yeah.
I heard they want to make a tribal chief title.
I'd buy it.
No, depending on how it looks.
What do you mean no?
Depending on how it looks. That's like getting the. What's that title Strowman has? The Ultimate Royal Rumble or whatever.
Wait, do you mean a tribal chief title or
no, a tribal chief title wrestling belt?
A Roman title.
No. They want to not like those special edition belts. They want to make a belt for every week of the tribal chief world title.
That would be terrible.
That would be
That's
stupid.
What the follows for.
Right, exactly.
It's more than a belt.
Right. Yeah, The Rock. I don't know. To me, The Rock was just off. I did like that opening video.
The opening video was
especially on the
sick,
canvas.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah, that got me all around.
That got me really excited.
I was feeling a little tired in the beginning, and then I saw that, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
They don't ever do their prints. They do are pieces of the canvas with Charlotte won this belt. Here's a piece of the canvas. Whoever won this belt, make that drawing that dude did. Make that.
That'd be cool.
As a portrait, I would buy it.
So we're gonna go into the first match.
Oh, tribal rules match? Hell yeah, match of the night.
Match of the night.
I mean, there's only 4 matches on a 3-hour show.
Well, it's not hard to choose out of 4, so.
It has to.
Good news is it doesn't go to 5, so you're able to keep count.
I know. As long as we don't go to 9, because then I go to safety and I get confused. So.
Yeah, more than.
Yeah. I think there was. I mean, there's only 4 matches. I would probably say match of the night. Just it felt like I felt like I was watching Mania again. Which I know they were
like
but it felt like WrestleMania.
It didn't feel like a Raw.
No.
Not at all. No, that match was fantastic. I don't think the interference really... The interferences, I don't think, took away from the ending at all.
No,
I think you had that part, and then you also had like the
I feel like you needed that.
I think everybody knew it was coming though, because if it didn't, then you'd be like, why?
Why? Yeah. Why is it just? Why not just have a regular match?
Or no, like they would just be like, why aren't they helping? Like,
right.
You're the tribal chief. Why aren't you helping the tribal? We're talking about Solo. You know what I'm saying? Then obviously Jimmy and Sammy, and I can see why Jade got involved.
There was a couple times when Roman got to the corner, and I could see Heyman's head. I'm like, oh my god, Heyman's gonna grab his leg. Oh my god, Heyman's gonna grab his leg.
So you think that there's a Heyman heel turn?
I think there's more of a heel turn. Well, I don't know if he's a heel or not. I thought after the match there was going to be a turn. I thought The Rock was turning after the match.
So did I, because he was just standing there.
The way he was standing there,
and
as soon as Roman put the one up, I was like, Rock's coming underneath. He's setting up for a rock bottom. Because then didn't Roman like put his arms out or something too? He did something weird with his. He like put his arms out, and I'm like, that's the perfect position for The Rock to come in and just rock bottom him right there.
Yeah, it was between like the poses and the camera angles and all that stuff kind of made me think that too.
Because every angle, like The Rock had to be in every angle.
But I just,
I was like, here comes, there's a rock. Nope. Here comes, there's a rock bottom. Nope.
I mean, if The Rock doesn't come back or get involved in anything else in the future, like
I'm okay.
Like I'm not mad at it.
No, I'm good.
Like let him come back.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Maybe he should be.
If he's not, he should be. I don't know if he is. I don't think he is. Just come for the Hall of Fame and go to your TKO office.
No, he is in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? No, I don't know.
Stone Cold's in the Hall of Fame.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, I'm trying to think. Is Hunter by himself in the Hall of Fame? No. Hunter's with DX and the Click. I don't know if Rock's in the Hall of Fame. You know what's dumb with both of them?
Joe Montana's in the Hall of Fame, but it has nothing to do with The Rock.
I know, but I'm just trying to think of like when you think of like if you say names if not now, if you went to somebody and was like, if I say The Rock, name another wrestler, they're gonna go Stone Cold or Triple H. Nobody's gonna go Roman. Nobody's gonna say any other Samoan. A lot of times those three are connected.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Which is why I was trying to think of it that way. But we both have a phone and neither one of us are looking it up because that's what we do. We like to sit there and bash our head against the wall to try to figure wrestling stuff out because we don't want to cheat and look.
And I usually give in first and I look. So he's stubborn. So
I am.
Well, you know what? An average fan who they won't call out anymore.
Who?
Hogan.
Yo, that was bad.
That was terrible.
That was bad. I watched the McAfee clip. The McAfee clip was good.
The McAfee clip was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
He was caught off guard.
Who?
Hogan. You can see he was caught off guard.
Oh, yeah, of course. I felt bad for Jimmy Hart.
I felt bad for Jimmy Hart.
Because he has nothing to do with
I feel like Hogan went in the back and was like, Jimmy, why are they booing you? Why were you out there with me? If you weren't out there with me, they wouldn't have been booing you.
And by no means is this channel going to have anything to do with politics. But I need to get this out there right now. Like, reading a lot of things online, everybody was like, oh, they were booing Hogan because he was a Trump supporter. So was Taker.
Right.
This has nothing to do with politics. I think it has to do with how...
The shit he used to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll come to find out on this podcast that when it comes to the history of wrestling, hot take, I'm not the biggest fan of Hulk Hogan. Never was, and it has... Man, it was even before... like the racism things and all that stuff came out. I was just never... I don't know, just never...
I mean, I was only for one reason, but I'm sure you can guess the one reason why.
Because you're a Hulkamaniac?
No, because...
Oh, because of the NWO.
Because I think it wouldn't have been as good if Sting was... Because they wanted Sting, and Hogan finally was like, I'll do it. I don't think it would have been as good if Sting started in the NWO. Because if you would have switched roles...
Well, you had the shock value of, like, the biggest American heroes turning heel.
Turning on the company, yeah.
But
because I don't know, if you were to switch roles, I don't see Hogan doing what Sting did, going against the whole NWO by himself. Obviously, he's not gonna be in the rafters.
He'll break it.
I mean, now he might be in the rafters for people, but
yeah, see how that goes. So yeah, the tribal match.
What was after the? Was it Cena after the tribal match?
Yeah, Cena with his promo.
With his promo about being dumb, like I don't know how I'm gonna win a belt.
Yeah, I honestly think that Cena probably doesn't really care about winning.
I don't think he does either. I think because he likes wrestling so much, I think he would rather see Flair keep that. Will be tied with Flair.
Well, because who's close? Cena?
Cena's tied with Flair.
Orton's
and then
close.
Orton's, they're 16. Orton's 15, 14, 15, I think.
When we do like all-time greatest list, I'm huge on Orton as well.
Orton's good.
I'm surprised he didn't make my top 5, but he doesn't really have that big, like, I mean, kind of, but he's not in a huge program right now.
I mean, he's in the Bloodline program, kind of, like, off a little bit.
Yeah,
but
and like, to reiterate what I said earlier, the top 5 right now is just, if you turn on wrestling this next Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or
Thursday
Friday,
or
whatever,
Saturday or Sunday.
Who keeps your attention? Who do you want to watch the most? Yeah.
We should have did, like, who do you want to turn the TV off when they come out?
So what? We don't want negativity. This channel's not about.
No, there's going to be negativity on this channel. There has to be.
No, I mean the only negativity so far is making fun of each other.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's.
But Cena coming out, he can be in the Rumble. He doesn't need to win the Rumble. I don't know if he doesn't have a title match at Mania. I don't know who I would personally want to see him. Maybe somehow Orton. I just think because they're so entwined. Yeah, basically.
I could agree. I wanted you to talk about it because Cena's one of
there's a lot of rumors of Logan Paul, and everybody's like, no, but Cena loves pushing the new guys. Because he even said he's 2,000 whatever days since he won a match. He pushed Solo.
Yeah, because he lost to Solo, he lost to Theory.
He lost to Theory. I think there was another Mania match. Maybe I'm thinking of the Theory one though.
Decimated by Taker. Although Taker's not a young guy.
I mean, it wasn't also a push. He lost to Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I mean, still though, Roman's still active.
Yeah.
He's building a legacy. Cena could retire tomorrow and still be a goat.
And be okay with it.
Yeah.
I also heard.
Which he literally might go down as one of the greatest of all time.
When he retires, he's just gonna do stuff in the back, help out everybody in the back, which I can see him doing that. I'm a huge. He came out with the blue shirt, and I was like, "Do I need that?" And then I realized it was like Los Angeles only, like Los Angeles colors, and I think even the logo for them. So I was like, "Yo, if he comes here, I'm definitely getting that shirt."
LA colors, alright, I guess.
Because I think he even said like Los Angeles, like one of the logos.
No, you're right. When I think of LA colors, though, I usually think of purple and gold.
Yeah, not the blue.
Lakers. Well, the Dodgers are blue. So are the Rams and Chargers and.
What happens? Oh, the Liv Rhea match.
Stop rambling.
I mean, that's what we do. The Liv Rhea match happened next.
That was a great match.
That was a real good match. I had a feeling when Liv walked around the ring before the match, she was going to lose the title because it was just like one more time of her holding the title up.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing I'm doing a lot of stuff with my left hand. We can't see shit, but...
It's okay. There's absolutely nothing you're pointing at over there. There's a window.
I know, but I'm doing a lot of like... whatever, but nobody can see it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I feel like Liv walked around the ring and she was just, this is my last time holding this belt for at least a while.
Let's think about it for a second, though. You can't do that with your right hand.
I could. I was smacking in the face. It's no big deal. Oh, Amy don't care. Amy would be like, do it harder.
We are gonna see live violence. One of our episodes might honestly be...
one day when you click on it and we were in a ring, you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Finally came to it.
Yeah. Where were we?
Liv Rhea.
Liv Rhea. Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, I'm a huge Rhea fan.
I'm a big Rhea fan.
The outcome of the match, I think, was well-deserved. The only thing I didn't like about Liv's title reign is I feel like she didn't have anybody, like, any rivalries except for just Rhea.
Right. How about...
Well, but I will say, though, that I love the reign with, like, her and Dom. The heel work was, like, amazing. But I just feel like maybe that she could have had a couple more. Like,
how about way before the match even, when they showed Judgment Day coming and her and Finn were like joking around. The past couple weeks they've been like arguing with each other like brother and sister. And this time they were like laughing and I thought Finn was going to come out and do something. I thought Finn was going to somehow make her ruin the match. Did you catch, I caught it really quick, did you catch when Raquel put the chair in the ring, Rhea moved it? She moved it with her foot so that she could land on it. It was too close to the rope.
No, I didn't catch that.
It's really quick. You see her, she hits Raquel. The table or the chair falls pretty much next to the rope, and she kicks it over a little bit so that she can actually land on it. I caught it really quick. Like the camera didn't move fast enough. I caught it really quick.
I did not catch that. No, actually.
You got to go back and see that. You'll because then that's when we'll live to the oblivion onto the chair, and if she didn't, I think they wouldn't even hit the chair.
I like the move at the end, like after the match when Dom tried to get in the ring.
Dom's like, "Yo, you won! Yeah, he's a gold digger. Yo. He don't care about who.
Really
he just wants to hold the belt.
Yeah.
And whoever gives him the chicken nuggies.
He was holding something. He was holding
something after them. Yeah, he was holding something after the
chicken
match.
nuggies after the match.
And then for her to pick him up and do the.
Because you know that's going to cost some stuff now, like on next Monday, right?
Oh God, yeah.
It might play into what you were saying about her and Finn.
It could. How come you guys weren't out there?
Or well, yeah, you're right about that. But she could start getting closer to Finn because obviously.
Tangent. I want to see Carlito and Raquel. Because Carlito's always like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on?" And she's just like, "Get out of here! What are you doing? Stop bothering
Carlito
me."
is so underrated, in my opinion.
He's like, "Stop bothering me."
So what's our next?
Is it Jay and Drew?
Yeah, Jay and Drew.
So actually, before Jay and Drew, should we talk about the concert?
No, actually, before we get to that, because I definitely segued real quickly. Thoughts on the Taker?
I texted him. The dong went off. He went down to the ring, and I texted him going, "Oh my God, he didn't give her the rub. What's going on? Why didn't he give her the rub?" And then he just rolls back up.
He had to turn around. What'd you want him to do?
He didn't even. He just rolls back up, and then he gave her the rub. I was like, "If you're here for that, you got paid. You got paid."
I mean,
for that.
I mean, he's a legend. Look what happened when he came out and tried to give Bray the rub. The internet blew up.
Isn't that the last time Bray was seen in the ring?
I don't know if it was the last time.
One of the last times, I think.
But regardless. That was huge.
Yeah, that was huge.
But you get a rub from.
But that's also this is gonna sound weird. It's also two like mystic wrestlers, like two like
mystic.
Not mystic, but like the stuff the Undertaker used to do, and then the stuff Bray used to do.
Oh, like supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural. Yeah, not mystic, supernatural.
Yeah.
And then I mean that's a big rub for Rhea. I don't think she needed it.
I mean, maybe not, but
it helps. Plus, it's also the first night on Netflix. I want to find the numbers.
The American Badass. She's the biggest women badass.
The Australian Badass.
I guess.
I want to find the numbers somewhere and see how many people actually watched.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it was nowhere near the boxing match because there was no buffering, no logging out of it, no bare Mike Tyson ass. I mean, bare.
How do we segue into Mike Tyson's ass?
Rhea was almost there, but
you have Liv and Rhea in the ring, and on your mind right now
because he was interviewing. He was interviewing his son was interviewing him naked. His son was, and didn't he kiss his son on the cheek and then walked away naked? I don't know.
Why is that on your mind?
I don't know.
At this particular time.
I don't know. That's what happened.
You have two women.
I have ADD.
Plus Raquel. We could throw in there as well. I mean, and you're thinking about Mike Tyson's butt.
I mean, he showed his ass. They didn't show their ass. Bria pretty much did. What's next? Oh, the concert. Lil Uzi Vert.
3 years. This has been
Some people think 15, 20. We asked somebody at work the other day how long we've been friends, and they were like, 20, 25 years? No.
I think we've been friends
forever.
No, I wouldn't have lasted this long.
I needed a divorce.
I would have tapped out.
So the Lil Uzi Vert concert.
Oh, when he's just
smoking it up.
Smoking a blunt. Right
I can't believe he did that.
I can't believe that either. I'll be honest with you.
I'm surprised it was. Well, I guess it was because it was Netflix. I'm surprised it was allowed. I'm surprised it was allowed in the arena.
I mean, let's think of, like, have you ever been to a lot of concerts in your life?
Up in Smoke concert. So yeah,
what is that?
That explains
Let's think back to what happened on stage.
that explains it. That was also an outdoor event, though.
You know what?
I mean, I'm sure nobody's gonna get a second hand from it being in there. Probably wasn't even real.
It was real.
I mean,
it was sure. What? Here, a little fun fact.
Sure.
Out of all the concerts I've been to, the one that the most drugs were at, Aerosmith.
That's not surprising. They needed to get on the stage.
Honestly, the crowd was probably most of the crowd. I was younger by at least half their age. Didn't even.
I don't know if you have. So the Netflix account that I used has commercials. I don't know if yours has commercials or not.
Yeah.
So the ones that I guess have premium or whatever that don't have commercials, they showed the drone going around the announce table with Jay, Lil Uzi Vert and McAfee doing the yeet, and the drone's just going around them. It looked so cool. That was a good match.
I like that match. I think
it ended kind of weird.
It's playing into Drew's character mostly. I think like his character, he's the badass. He's the Scottish warrior.
I don't like how he does the 1, 2, 3 still.
But what I'm saying is like he has that thing now to where he gets himself distracted.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened again. He got himself distracted. Jay ended up getting that pin real quick and
pin, yeah.
The most devastating move in all of sports entertainment.
Shout out Simon Miller. You'll watch soon, or you'll be on soon. I don't like how heel Drew does the face 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I don't mind it.
That was his big let me get the crowd behind me thing, and they're still doing it. I mean,
you still hear the sound of the sword in his entrance music.
It's been a minute since he's brought out the sword, hasn't it?
Well, that was more of a face thing, right?
Yeah. That should be a heel thing, though.
A sword?
A sword?
I don't know.
Is a face or a heel gonna chop an arm off?
Maybe like a mace. Isn't that what those things are called? No, the ball and
the ball with the that thing would be dope. Oh my god, that'd be dope.
Off topic again. Next on the Medieval podcast, we'll be talking about.
I went to medieval times when I was little. That's a super tangent. I don't know where that came from. It's in Jersey. School field trip. Cool. Next.
We went to Amish country once.
I don't think I ever did that. Yeah, medieval times. It's in Jersey.
We went at daytime because it's dark at night.
Oh my god. They don't have power there.
Okay.
Is there any Amish wrestlers besides the dude from ECW?
Roadkill?
He thinks he's the only Amish wrestler,
isn't
isn't he? Yeah. This is so bad.
He was awesome. Dude, I remember him.
I played him in the Dreamcast games.
Yeah, with that big beard and everything.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And then in Twisted Metal, there was a Roadkill character.
Wasn't that wasn't the ice cream cone? That wasn't who Samoa Joe played.
No, I don't remember now.
All I can remember and I remember Axel was the dude with the two big wheels. This is terrible. What are we on to next? What was
I don't know. We're just talking about Twisted Metal.
What was after Drew and Jay? Was it the main event?
There was 4 matches.
We did 3, so it's got to be the main event. Oh my god, I was going to say something after that match, but I don't remember what happened.
I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, Roadkill. It was like
the car.
It was the classic car.
Like the Lincoln.
Like the classic car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Lincoln, but yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not a Lincoln, but easy Matthew McConaughey.
So then CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I mean, that's your boy. Do you want to talk about it?
I have not much to talk about in that match, to be honest with you.
And I mean, it wasn't even. I mean, it was a good match.
It was a good match. Did you see that the spot that they did was the same spot?
When he fell, is the same spot he did with Moxley.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I don't think.
I feel like that was kind of like a
shout out because he even wore the coat that he wore when he got fired from AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his Ring of Honor coat.
And he's fighting another former member of the Shield.
Yeah, but that's not when he got that backstage stuff. Wasn't the Moxley stuff.
What did you say?
When he was the coat he had on, the coat Punk had on.
Yeah.
It was technically his Ring of Honor coat, but that was the coat that he tried to choke out Jack Perry with when he got fired from AEW. Oh. When they showed like the backstage stuff.
For being a bully?
Yeah, for being a bully. Yeah. I don't ever think, and obviously this is something we can try to figure out one day, has a match ever ended from somebody doing the other person's finisher?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just remember everybody always kicking out.
I don't know for certain. I'm just guessing.
There probably has to be something.
I was believable though, wasn't I? You thought I had an answer.
Like I was even trying to think of like Rock and Austin. Like how many different times Rock stunned Austin in that Mania match, and Austin rock bottom Rock thing never.
There's got to be one.
There has to be one somewhere.
There has to be.
Which is a cool history episode probably. I know you don't like that Seth lost.
Actually.
Do you think it needed to happen?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think that Seth is going into a heel turn. And I mean, like Seth really wasn't like your cookie cutter face.
He's like Orton.
He's like a kind of a tweener.
Yeah.
Is that even a thing anymore?
Like an Orton.
I feel like there's no such things as heel and faces anymore. Unless you're like Dom.
Triple H said it though.
What?
I guess it wasn't during that speech in the beginning. I guess then afterwards on the post show, he said face heel work. What's the fourth word? He said face, heel, a work, and a...
Shoot.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's like, that's what we do. So I feel like they're probably getting away from it, but they're still there.
I think he's going to go, like, full-blown. I still believe that the rumors are going to happen with him and, like, Drew and...
Okay, him. How about on SmackDown when KO was like, yo, watch your back, and then there comes Drew. Or was it... No, Drew said it, and then there comes KO.
Drew said watch your back when KO.
And then backstage, KO said it.
Yeah.
That would be a heel, more heel Shield.
I hope it's not like a Shield.
No.
Because you can't recreate that.
Oh my God, no.
Those guys were perfect for those roles, but I think it'd be a really good heel faction to go against whatever the bloodline is now. I mean, is there still going to be two?
Solo did say he would acknowledge Roman.
Yeah, so are they going to combine and form like a super bloodline?
Are we not going to see any of them till that day when Roman comes back?
We going to kick people out?
Are we going to make a Bullet Club in WWE because we're kicking Tama Tonga out?
That was my... That's what I want to happen. I want to have like a super group bloodline and a super group Bullet Club.
You can't... Well, you'd have to... I don't know where Anderson and Gallows have been. I don't know if they're hurt.
One of them's hurt.
Plus they're also... Well, I mean, they're not in NXT, but I guess they're in NXT.
There's no brand split.
Do you put AJ in that?
Yeah, 100%.
He was gonna be on the... He was gonna be in my top 5, but TNA AJ. Or like New Japan AJ.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right
Japan
around...
AJ
Like New Japan AJ when it like Bullet Club AJ.
No, yeah, AJ would definitely have to be part of that. And I think that it would be so interesting if you had a super bloodline. We're going to do like an episode like dedicated to like maybe fantasy booking-ish or something.
Yeah.
But like a super bloodline and then a super like Bullet Club. And then you could have Cody be torn. Because he's the good guy. He wants to be the good guy, but...
I cannot wait for heel Cody to come out.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't
Bullet Club
wait
heel
for
Cody?
you. I told you when KO gave him that pile driver and he was injured for like the week he was off TV or whatever, he should have came back with a dyed black hair, purple or black suit.
Because you just said AJ and New Japan. Bullet Club AJ.
Bullet Club AJ.
Bullet Club Cody. That's...
Bullet Club Cody was...
And then the original Bullet Club, obviously, you had Finn. The only person that you don't have in the original 4 is...
Bad Luck Fatu? No.
Fale.
Yeah, Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah. You already have Anderson, Finn, and Tama.
Yo, Bullet Club versus Bloodline would be epic. So I know you said you... So, I mean, that's pretty much all of Raw. I liked Raw. I did see something where Hunter said, which is obviously not true. He was like, I can go for 40 minutes, I can go for 4 hours. No Raw's going to go for 40 minutes,
that
obviously.
That would be hilarious if it did.
Just one match, and this is one promo, and it's over.
It's been nice, guys.
I feel like did it cut off right at 11?
I wasn't even paying attention.
I wasn't really paying attention either, because I also wanted to watch the, like, after... Like the post-show stuff, but
I didn't watch the post. I don't know why I didn't
watched
watch
like
the post-show.
5 minutes of it, because really quick on Netflix, it showed Punk going like this and laughing at Seth on like the opposite end of the ring. So I wanted to watch that really quick to see if something happened, but it just Seth walked away. Punk cut a promo.
I mean, I'm good with the outcome of that match, though. I love Punk. Like, he's been killing it. I don't think the feud's over.
No, I don't see the feud being over.
You're not gonna blow off a feud like that at Raw.
I don't feel like...
Although it wasn't a normal Raw.
I feel like... I mean, we were just talking about... I don't think the Solo Roman stuff... I don't think any of the stuff that ended that night, maybe besides the Jay and Drew, is going to end. Liv is still going to go after Rhea. What else is Judgment Day going to do? Because even afterwards, on that post-show...
Try to get the tag titles back.
Priest was with Rhea. And I feel like there still has to be that... Finn, Liv, Priest Rhea match. Yeah, they did Dominic and Liv, but I feel like it needs to be the beef is Finn and Priest, not really Dom and Priest.
Fair.
Maybe that's probably the only the Drew and Jay is probably because I feel like Drew's going to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think so.
With the trade time or whatever the hell it's called.
The transfer window.
Yeah.
Which is a term they got from soccer.
You were telling me that.
Or football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
You were telling me that.
Yeah, twice a year they have transfer windows to where technically teams can go out and buy players if they're for sale. So like there's no like you could trade or it could be a player swap, but it's like, hey, I call team over here and I'm like, hey, I want to buy your star player for like $100 and some million, and then
So since we're talking about the transfer window, you didn't watch NXT, or you did? Or you just seen clips?
I saw clips of it.
So I watched all of NXT. With Obafemi and Julia winning, who I would have had Julia on my list too, does Trick and Roxanne come up?
I would love.
I think Trick goes with Mello. SmackDown, Mello walked into Sammy. They started talking, whatever. The Usos pulled up behind Mello and was like, "We have a problem here." He's like, "No, I'll handle it." But if Sammy goes to SmackDown with Jimmy, there's a tag match. Trick's gonna need a partner. I mean, Mello's gonna need a partner. Mello and Trick.
I did love them in it.
That they would be good. Their feud was really good, but them as a team was even better. I think Julia. I mean, not Julia. I think Roxanne goes to Raw. I won't lie though. I wanted to see Obafemi come up. I'm glad he's the NXT champ though. But him on Raw, or wherever, him against Strowman, him against Reed.
Yeah. Well, Reed's not going to be back for a while.
Reed's not going to be back for a hot minute. That foot is gone.
We'll be honest though, that match was fantastic.
What match? What match?
The one where he got hurt, bro.
The War Games match? I don't know what you were talking about. The War Games match was...
Well, the last time we saw him was at the War Games.
It was the War Games. I wasn't sure if because you said the last... I wasn't sure if you were talking about NXT or the match from Raw. That War Games match was really good. Don't look at me like that.
I'm not looking at you like anything. What are you talking about?
So I guess I'll talk about AEW a little bit tonight. I won't lie, I don't really know what's going on tonight. It sounds really bad.
Oh, so definitely bring that up and say you're going to talk about it when you don't know what's
I can't remember any of the matches. I know they have their Continental Classic going on. No, that just ended. See, the problem is they just had a pay-per-view and they're starting all new stories.
Well, after this, I'm going to talk about crocheting, which I also know nothing about.
That's fine. You can talk about that. What else happened anything else happened on SmackDown that we want to talk about?
On SmackDown?
Yeah. I don't really... I mean, it's kind of dumb to talk about.
I like the mat.
I do like the blue. I like the blue.
Yeah.
Do you like... I don't know if I like the black mat on Raw.
I don't mind. Everybody was making such a big deal about the mat and having logos on it and everything. I'll be honest with you, watching...
I don't care about the logos.
I didn't even notice half the time. Unless I like actively looked at the mat. Like, I'm paying attention to like what's going on in the ring.
My big thing with the mat being black, and it's going to be better on SmackDown, I feel it. I mean, they don't do it a lot, but when you bleed, you're not going to see the blood on the black mat. But they don't really do that anymore.
No, the only time people bleed is like the hard way now. There's like bleeding is... And I'm in the minority when it comes to that. Like, I'm cool if they don't bleed or anything.
They don't have to.
Like, not every match needs to be like a Ric Flair match.
Oh, wow. All right, so I'm looking up some AEW stuff. There's going to be buddy matches against Will Ospreay.
Oh, that's probably...
That's going to be good. That's going to be really good. There's also Mark Briscoe against Bobby Lashley, which I feel like is going to be a squash match, even though it shouldn't be.
No, I hope not. I love Lashley, but I would love to see Briscoe go.
That's one of the Jay. I know we're probably gonna talk about a bunch of passings, but Jay passing the way he did.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was crazy because the Briscoes were Ring of Honor through and through. They had 2 or 3 times they could have had WWE contracts. They're like, no, we're staying with Ring of Honor.
And just what he was doing. He was with his daughters, like.
Coming back from
just being a dad. I think he was going to a
cheerleading practice. Coming back from
cheerleading or gymnastics, something like that.
Yeah,
but either way, just like thank God that his daughters are okay now. But still, like
Kenny Omega returns tonight. It's dumb but not dumb. He came back I think over the weekend in New Japan.
I heard rumblings that he's gonna come back like full blown heel too.
Well, so he came. I saw a clip of during the post show for the New Japan thing, and somebody asked him why New Japan and not AEW, and he was like, New Japan brought me up. This is where I started. This isn't verbatim, but it was basically, I'm a vice president of AEW. I want everybody that was in New Japan to go back to New Japan that's in AEW right now. So I feel like there's going to be some kind of like feud like that going on. Because the reason,
opposite
the
invasion?
the diverticulitis is why he was out, but the Young Bucks attacked him.
Speaking of that, I thought I saw an X that it said X-Pac is suffering from that now.
Diverticulitis?
Yeah.
That's crazy. He was just on Raw.
I know.
That's crazy.
Dude, he was in the seats. Like, he could still sit there.
Yeah, but no. You can't, like, that's, I heard that's, like, painful. That's not really, so, you remember Toni Storm?
Yeah.
She had this gimmick of, like, being, like, a 50s, whatever. She lost the title to Mariah May. So now she came back as Rocker Toni Storm, but she's, like, I'm so glad to be in AEW. Like, she forgets she's been there. I don't know why.
She should have went from like 50s to 60s.
That would have been good too.
To 70s.
That would have been cool. I don't know why. I feel like it's almost like a Truth thing. Like an R-Truth like gimmick. Because she's like, oh my god, she's like meeting everybody for like the first time. But she's not. They're like, what are you talking about?
R-Truth is hilarious. He walks by Pete though and he's like, hey Butch, have you seen Pete?
Oh my god, it's great. There's not really. Yeah, that's how Kenny came back. For having diverticulitis and almost dying, like, he looks really good. There's a Casino Gauntlet match. I like those. Obviously, WWE can't do something like that. But those are, like, two people... It's like a reverse Royal Rumble, I guess. Not really. Two people start, and then every 2 or 3 minutes, somebody else comes in.
Yeah, I'm familiar with what it is.
And it keeps going until... So there can still be 10 people in the back waiting to come in, but if a pin happens, the match is over. Which I think is kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I like that.
Like, you can be in the middle. There could still be 10 or 15 guys waiting to come into the match, and somebody can get pinned and the match is over. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I think they're doing that tonight for the men, and then next week or tonight for the women. But I know there's one for the women too.
Is there anything on deck for SmackDown that they have advertised?
I don't think so.
I think everybody's just still reeling from Raw.
Because even Roman, I mean, we didn't talk about it. Even after the match, when Heyman was like, oh, we need to have, he didn't say celebration, but like, wasn't it something like, when can I acknowledge you, or when can we do it out in the crowd?
That was the...
For 2K.
Yeah, January 27th.
But does anybody from the, well, not anybody, does Roman, Solo, Jacob, Tonga, do they come out before that? Roman doesn't come out before that. Does Solo come out on SmackDown?
Oh, that's a good question. Unless we see them all.
Because Solo did say he would acknowledge Roman. So does he acknowledge him on Friday with Roman not there? Or does he...
No, he would have to wait until he's there to do it, I think.
Wait until he's there?
Yeah.
I don't see anything. Do you ever watch Speed?
Oh, the Speed matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, once in a while.
I don't know. I think they were better. Like, they started getting dumb when they had, like, Sheamus versus Breaker in a Speed match. It needs to be like...
Sheamus does... Like, I love Sheamus. I always have, but...
It's gonna... I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but not really. It needs to be like a 205 Live. It needs to be like...
Yeah, I was gonna say, when it comes to Speed, Sheamus is like... If you say Power, that...
Right.
Oh, cool. I'm
it's
gonna
not,
take it.
Right. It's not called Power. It's called Speed. I mean, I don't see it. It's just a bunch of Raw stuff still and NXT stuff. I don't think there's anything set. I'm sure there's a match or something that we're not thinking about. How about it was Pillman Jr., Lexis King against Regal's kid, Charlie Dempsey, for that trophy that used to be in NXT UK. I can't think of what it's called right now.
Something Cup. I forget what.
But
Noam Dar had it.
So yeah, Noam Dar had it forever. But like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Lexis won it because Regal wanted him to use the brass knucks, and he's like, I'm not doing it, I'm going to do it the right way. Regal hit him with the brass knucks. The ref saw Lexis King laid out in the ring, gave him the match, so he won the cup, bucket, whatever we're calling it, because neither one of us could think of the name of it. And then Ava took it off of him, and then so last night they had the rematch for it. Obviously, you can tell it was how it was supposed to go. Charlie Dempsey jumped over him, but not high enough, and Lexis King like railed him right in the groin, and that's how the match ended. So there's going to be another match now. But I want to see, like, Regal was getting into it, but not getting into it. I want to see Regal go with his kid.
I kind of like how sometimes the matches get drawn out like that. Like, think back to the Cesaro and Sheamus.
Before the bar.
That was like a best
Oh
of 7,
my God.
and then the bar thing, and then they became like a fantastic
And
tag team.
Foley's like, we're going to put you as a tag team, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we've been talking for a minute.
No, it's longer than a minute.
Oh my God.
Gonna edit that part out.
We've been talking for like an hour.
Yeah, we have.
Battery's going to die soon too.
Probably.
So that's episode 1 of D&D Talk Wrestling. I don't know why I can't remember it. Sometimes I get confused between wrestling talk and talk wrestling.
Yeah, he says our own name incorrectly. The only one we get correct is the D&D. Since
we had another name, but I'm calling them out. Somebody took our name that we had a name. Yeah, we didn't have stuff on the channel, but I'm gonna call you out. You took our name. We were nothing but wrestling, with no G's. Sounds dumb when you explain it to people that way.
It does kind of sound dumb.
But
a little illiterate.
When you look it up, even when you looked it up, somebody had nothing but wrestling. And they don't even have, they have wrestling stuff, but they have clips from old matches. They have like history of people. They don't have 2 friends sitting here talking about wrestling. So I'm gonna call them out. Yeah,
You're already starting fights on on YouTube.
We have to.
Right now?
We have to.
We've literally been a channel for an hour.
That's fine. You have to start somewhere.
You
have to start somewhere. Oh, but Femi's not gonna walk in the ring and be all nice to everybody. He's gonna destroy everybody.
So are we just gonna go Eminem? Is that how we're gonna do it?
Absolutely, yes. Now that you say Eminem,
we're just gonna start beefing.
We're just gonna take everybody out for no reason.
Yeah.
It's better. It's better than them start with us, and then we have to retaliate. And then you make MGK go do country music.
Yeah, we coming for you, CNN.
I mean, if you want to. That's
no
fine.
reason whatsoever. Just
I mean, that was a fun episode. I liked it. That was cool.
Yeah. At least you guys got to see who we are a little bit.
We're sorry for who we are.
we apologize ahead of time for what you've seen and what you're going to be seeing.
Oh my God, yeah, what you're gonna see is gonna be terrible.
But this is really encouraging for people to tune in next time, right?
Yeah, because they want to see how much.
What if everybody's just gonna take a literal, like, oh, these guys said it's gonna suck, so
they want to see how dumb we're gonna be. You know when
I think they have an idea.
You know, everybody at work that was talking is gonna be like, oh my God, they're doing the same thing to do at work. I gotta watch next week now to see what.
They get this for free for 12 hours a day. When we're
Yeah. Then they get the extra, so they're gonna be like, oh my God, they do the same stuff to do at work. But you know they're gonna watch the next episode. They have to.
Maybe they don't have to. They're gonna start beef with them too.
They'll want to. I already do. You know that. That's it. Yeah, cool. I guess so. We didn't think of an ending, but I'm just gonna throw one out there really quick.
Sure.
We'll see you guys next week.